Okay. Today's story is about a feed box. Animals eat out of a feed box. Dogs eat from a dog dish. And pigs eat from a pig trough. And cows, or cattle, or horses, back in olden times, they ate their hay out of a manger. Their straw was out of a manger. All these are different kinds of feed boxes that animals go eat in. If you have a dog, or if you've seen pigs, you know that animal feed box is not a very clean place. It's not the first choice of a place to put something special. So this is the story of the new baby Jesus. Luke chapter 2 verses 1 through 20. Well, there was a rule that everybody needed to go to their towns to register. So a lot of people were going to their towns to register. Joseph and Mary, his wife, went to Bethlehem, and they went to try and get a hotel. There was no room for them in the inn. The innkeeper said, okay, well, you guys can stay out in the barn in the back with the pigs and cows. Probably cows. They didn't eat a lot of pigs. So they went out back of the hotel, and they went in the barn, and the time came for her to have their baby. There was no room for them at the inn, so she wrapped the baby with clothes and laid him where? In a feed box. In a box where animals are fed. Do you think it was in a dog dish? Did she put the baby Jesus in a dog dish? Did you put the baby Jesus in a pig trough? Or did you put the baby Jesus in a cow feed hay box? I think it was the manger. For the cows and horses to eat the hay. Now, the cows and horses did not eat baby Jesus. But they probably smelled baby Jesus, and baby Jesus was in there with the sweet-smelling hay. Later that night, some shepherds were in the fields nearby watching their sheep. Remember I talked to you about how a feed box is not a very fancy place? Well, shepherds were not very fancy people. And a lot of people did not think very much of shepherds. Why? Well, because shepherds were around sheep all the time. And if you've ever been around a lot of farm animals like sheep are very smelly. And they had a lot of sheep. Shepherds had a lot of sheep, and so there are lots and 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 lots of smelly sheep. Shepherds themselves were probably very smelly. So if you were a shepherd and you were out with your sheep, I don't think you'd expect to get a very special message from an angel of the Lord. People would think, oh, an angel of the Lord would talk to a king. An angel of the Lord would talk to the boss of a church, maybe, a priest. Those were the high, holy people. They were the very special, important people. And people thought, well, if there's a special message from God, it will come to the high, holy, important people. Oh! But it didn't. It came to the shepherd, the crummy, stinky, smelly shepherd. The angels came to the shepherd, and they said, hello, I am an angel. Oh! And the shepherds were very frightened. Ah! And the angel said, don't be afraid. But the shepherds were still sort of afraid. They didn't know. The angel said, don't be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Sometimes when God gives us a new idea or puts us in a new place where we can help somebody, we feel afraid. Ah! And the shepherd said, don't be afraid. I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. But the message came to the shepherds. It didn't come to the fancy king. It didn't come to the prince. It didn't come to the priest. The message came to just an ordinary shepherd person. Today, your Savior, the person who will save everybody, was born in Bethlehem. He is Christ the Lord, and this is how you know him. You'll find a baby wrapped in special clothes and lying in a, what, a crib? Is the baby lying in a fancy crib? Some of you have probably seen a crib. Some of you probably slept in a crib not so long ago. Now you sleep in a big bed, big kid bed. Or maybe you're still sleeping in a crib. Or maybe you're sleeping in a small bed or a trundle bed or a bunk bed. Maybe you sleep on a bunk bed. If you've ever visited your parents' bed, it's a king-size bed, a queen-size bed, a double bed, a twin bed, water bed, a lettuce bed. There's so many beds. What kind of bed do you think they said baby Jesus would be sleeping in? The angel said, not a bunk bed, not a tiny bed, or a new bed, or a big kid bed, or a king bed, or a crib, or a queen-size bed. What was the baby Jesus sleeping in? A feed box. That's what they said. You go find him and he'll be in the feed box. He'll be in a dog dish? No, probably the manger. So the shepherds went and they were amazed. There was a baby in a feed box. The shepherds went and they saw him, and all the angels were praising God, saying, "Give glory to heaven, and on earth let there be peace to the people who please God." The angels left, the shepherds went back to heaven. The shepherds said, "Let's go to Bethlehem, see this thing that's happened. We'll see this thing the Lord told us about." So they went to Bethlehem. Probably took their sheep with them. Maybe they left their sheep in the fields. But there were plenty of animals there at the feed box. Cows. Pigs. Oh, no, not pigs. Well, probably cows. Horses. Sheep. And Mary and Joseph were there too, but they had to step back to make room for all the animals. So the shepherds went quickly. They found Mary and Joseph, and they saw the baby lying in the feed box. And they told what the angels had said about the child. The shepherds said, the angels said that this baby in the feed box is going to be the Savior. This is going to be, whoops, he doesn't have hair yet. And Mary hid those things in her heart. She thought about those things and hid them in her heart, and she continued to think about them. Well, when there's a new idea that I have, something I think about, or something that's a new idea that's surprising to me, I'll put that in my heart and think about it too. Mary hid these things in her heart. She thought about them. She continued to think about them. Whatever things that are in your heart right now, for you or your family, what things are hidden in your heart that you're continuing to think about, part of the message this morning is remembering that God holds you in the heart of God. Whatever is in your heart, whatever things in your heart that you are thinking about, are things that God is holding for you and with you too. Then the shepherds went back to their sheep, praising God and thanking Him for everything that they had seen and heard. It was just as the angel had told them. So as you think about the shepherds, and you think about the soft sheep, and you think about the manger, and you think about the feed box, and you think about the angel, and if you have Christmas this week, remember, a lot of the things that Christmas ads and TV and things are telling you that are important are things that you can hold in your hands. But I am here to tell you that some of the most important things about Christmas and about family are about what you hold in your heart. Mary hid these things in her heart. She continued to think about them. Well, we are thinking about things this week and holding things in our heart this week. We can lay those things before God, and God can help us to think about and work through and deal with those things. We're thankful for Jesus' love in our lives. We're thankful for the baby who was born in a feed box. Thanks for taking time this week. Have a good Christmas.